By the dawn of the 4th century, the Indian subcontinent was fractured. The collapse of the Mauryan and Kushan empires left behind a patchwork of minor kingdoms and a massive political void. Chandragupta I established the Gupta foothold in northern India through a calculated marriage to a princess from the powerful Lichavi clan. This alliance provided the political legitimacy and territory needed to launch a new dynasty. His son, Samudragupta, expanded that territory through aggressive military campaigns. He subjugated dozens of rival rulers, marching his armies from the Himalayas to the southern coast to force the subcontinent into a single political unit. The records of these conquests survive today. This ancient Brahmi script, etched into the Allahabad stone pillar, lists the specific kings Samudragupta defeated to secure his dominance. This map of the unified Gupta Empire shows the sheer scale of the territory Samudragupta consolidated. By the end of his reign, he had drawn a single boundary around the majority of the Indian subcontinent. While the Guptas conquered a massive territory, they realized that traditional military occupation was too expensive to sustain. They needed a more efficient way to govern. Previous empires relied on heavy, micromanaged central authority. The Guptas implemented a different model, decentralization. Their strategy involved restoring many defeated local kings to power as samantas or feudatories. These rulers acknowledged the Gupta emperor as supreme, but continued to manage their own local affairs. This flowchart illustrates how authority devolved. Power flowed from the central emperor in the capital down to autonomous provinces known as buktis, and further into local districts called vishayas. This decentralized structure bought loyalty and regional peace without the financial burden of maintaining a massive central army in every province. By limiting imperial micromanagement, the central government allowed local merchant and artisan guilds to become incredibly powerful economic engines. These guilds operated with near-total autonomy. They functioned as independent banks and even maintained private militias to secure their trade routes. The economic engine accelerated when Chandragupta II defeated the Sakas. This victory unlocked access to the critical ports along the western coast. Coastal access connected the Guptas directly to Roman and Western trade networks. Spices and gems moved out, while a massive volume of foreign gold flooded into the empire. You can see the physical proof of this prosperity in their currency. The volume and purity of Gupta gold dinars, with their intricate stamping, show a state operating at peak economic strength. This combination of autonomous, highly organized guilds and the influx of foreign gold created the economic surplus required to fund a golden age. Surplus wealth allowed the Guptas to fund intellectual hubs like the 9 gems at the court of Chandragupta II. This group included the playwright Kalidasa, whose works became the standard for Sanskrit literature. This intellectual environment supported the breakthroughs of Aryabhata. He determined that the Earth rotates on its axis and formalized the decimal system, establishing 0 as a functional mathematical value. Architecture evolved from rock-cut caves into freestanding stone structures. The Dashavatara temple, with its complex masonry and detailed carvings, reflects this engineering shift. The era's mastery of metallurgy is visible in the Iron Pillar of Delhi, a 23-foot column forged over 1,500 years ago. Despite centuries of exposure, its surface remains pristine. Smiths used a specific composition, creating a protective film, demonstrating advanced material science. The decentralized wealth freed the empire's brightest minds from the burdens of war and poverty, creating an open atmosphere of unhindered innovation. In the late 5th century, the Hunas invaded from Central Asia. This mobile, aggressive force moved rapidly across the northern frontier, threatening the empire. Emperor Skandagupta successfully defended the borders and drove the invaders back, but the relentless, endless wars required massive financial support. This graph tracks the resulting economic strain. As the central treasury was drained to pay for the defense, the purity of gold in Gupta coinage dropped sharply, signaling that the state was running out of capital. While the military held the border, the cost of the defense mortally wounded the central government's source of power. The decentralized blueprint functioned only as long as the central emperor remained wealthy enough to buy the loyalty of the samantas and guilds. With the treasury empty, the autonomous provinces and wealthy guilds simply stopped answering to the capital. They already possessed the local infrastructure to govern themselves. The empire shattered into independent regional fragments, reverting back to the divided state of the subcontinent that existed before the Guptas rose to power. The Gupta political machine dissolved from the inside out, but the intellectual bedrock it funded, the mathematics, the literature, and the science, outlived the empire to shape global civilization.